Welcome back, everyone, to another session of Crituitous RP as we go through the Half-Rate Heroes adventure. So, by a quick way, get this out of the way, please make sure that if you are new to us, welcome for being with us. Go ahead and click that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you use the Twitter, we're at Crituitous RP. You can follow along with everything that we're doing as we progress. So, previously on our adventures, our heroes had lost a companion. Gnoss the Red was had fallen in battle. Wampum adamant to get his Gnoss back. The journey took them through Waterdeep and past where they met Gnoss's adoptive father, a priest of Tymora, outside a large castle, the Dragonspear Castle, just outside of the High Moors. Our heroes then had a vision, almost, or Wampum had a vision of saying, if you want her back, prove your worth. The tower, they've discovered that the secret will be in the tower itself. So, let's join to the party. You're still waiting for a couple days left. You know that this large castle is built with the history of between hobgoblins and dwarves, and say it looks like it's completely messed up and in rubble. Already had someone familiar go in and explore, and most players just looked completely devoid of any route through here. What would you guys like to do for nightfall, which is necessary to enter the tower?
I believe 2 weeks ago, Taslin and he's going to be looking for any entrances into that subterranean below the tower, just because we know that there was a demonic portal down there, and he wants to make sure that there's nothing waiting down there necessarily to come after us. So he is going to...
How are you going to look for it?
Yeah, so using his... Yeah, just looking. He's going to have his familiar kind of flying around, looking if there's any overt holes or, like, breaches in the ground or, like, the mason work.
Okay. Then, perception check.
That would be a 25.
You set over the place, and you do not find a way into the subterranean area.
Okay.
You search high and low until your fingers get numb from lifting up rocks, and your eyes get sore from squinting so much.
After that, Taslin will go into the wagon, and he's going to go lay down and pretend to take a nap. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the carriage, resting. He'll call out to his companions, and then he'll just kind of lay down on the floor of the carriage with his familiar on top of it perched, and he'll just see through the familiar's eyes.
Okay. Anything else you guys are doing prior to nightfall?
Once we're getting close, like maybe 20 minutes out, I feel like, Kale's gonna put down a magic circle in front of the door, so that no, undead or fae or fiends or whatever follow us up into the place.
Okay.
But that's it, I think.
All right, cool. Camping out, taking a bit of rest. Make sure you've refreshed anything that would refresh over a short rest, because I'm sure you. And then at nightfall, that door, or at least the doorway into the tower, stops moving as you approach it. it stops jumping from location to location, allowing you to be able to reach it. Now, this time, slightly different visage, rather than just being a simple door in the side of a building. This one almost appears to be gilded around the outside in silver. It shines with what little light amongst the camp that you have. On the door, you have Celestial written in. You guys have at least one person that speaks Celestial, do you not?
2. Me and Lafcadio both.
Yep. So as you briefly look at the Celestial, you just it's just the same 3 words repeated in different fonts and scripts and different handwritings throughout, but all in Celestial. It's look and learn. Just over and over again. Look and learn. Yep.
Look, learn.
And in front of the door, the silver border, the gilding that's around the outside, isn't the banding that holds the wooden frame, the wooden doors together, begins to grow and slide across the wooden frame into 2 very long, curved handles.
Okay. Well, okay. Out of character. Hate to interrupt. Does anyone else having issues with Aaron? He's kind of like, it's doing the thing you were worried about before that wasn't happening. Now it's like, like the audio and the video are out of sync a lot, and it's kind of hard to follow what's going on. I'm sorry.
I think I got the impression that there are 2 celestial handles on the door.
Yep, and it says look and listen, right?
No, look and learn.
Look and learn.
Right, yeah. I got that. Okay, so there's 2 celestial handles.
How bad is it?
I mean, if you wanted to turn your
Pretty
webcam
bad.
off, possibly, it may fix it if you let it sit for like 2 minutes and just keep talking. Because it might be just using up a little bit of the bandwidth.
All right. Well, we'll give that a little bit of a rest. I hope that's not going to mess too much up for the setup, Carl.
We're fine.
No. Okay. You just get to look at my work for our very own Casey. So, no, does it not show?
Actually, no. We're just seeing a Skype symbol, or I'm seeing a Skype symbol. Rather.
Never mind. All right, nothing's working. So, just simply, basically, the door effectively is molding itself to invite you inside. That's all. 2 silver handles have begun to impress themselves in front of you.
Okay. I'll go grab one, and I'll gesture, to that guy.
While they're doing that, I will... Let's see, this takes an action. Tazlin is going to tap himself and cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think we're good. We're just gonna grab the handle and do what kind of handle is it? Is it kind of where you just grab it to move the door, or is it the...
Grab it to pull. Just to pull.
Okay.
Walk and pull as hard as you can.
Right. And the door slides open easily for you. Now let's give my camera another try, eh? Hopefully, it'll be better now. Alright, so you open the door. A wave of cold just hits each of you. Straight away, I need you all to roll Constitution saving throws.
18 for me.
Me too.
Woo!
17.
15.
without any real issue. Ryman, the priest, is he didn't quite like that. It was quite cold. He begins to shiver, not just with the effects of it, but also with a bit of fear. He'll sit this one out, please. He asks. Okay.
We didn't catch what he asked.
You didn't catch what he asked?
No.
We caught that he was asking something.
It was good for like a minute, and then it started to desync again. Sorry.
He asked that we just you bring Gnoss back.
Okay.
He then pulls the glaive that he had set up, that he had created, and he hands it to Wampum. It's not magical. It's not special. But it was my way of showing her. Just when you see her, tell her I approve.
Shh, you can tell her yourself when I bring her back.
Good. All right.
Are you planning on going back to the camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just staying in the camp.
Err on the side of caution. I would suggest maybe just staying within the circle that I made outside the door. Might help.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of spirits out there, and it's supposed to be very dangerous at night. So I don't want you to get caught alone.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of bad energy. Vibrations and the like. I feel it.
Do you? Okay, but yeah, just whatever you want to do. We don't run your life, but just a suggestion.
But be careful. We don't. I don't think Timora is going to bring you back like she offered to bring Gnoss if something was to happen to you.
That was rude, Tesla.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
You shall. Okay. Hopefully it's bearable. As the doors, now that the doors are open, you can go inside. You see that inside of it looks to be a bit of a workshop of sorts. There are tables all around the room, a spiral staircase in the middle that leads straight up. As soon as you enter through the doorway, in front of the spiral staircase, an image begins to form. That of that Kale had seen.
Nope, you froze, bud.
We lost you completely for a second there.
Well, let's do this. If you want to drop off the call and do a speed test to see if it's an internet issue or a Skype issue, because if your internet speed is fine, then maybe we could switch over to Discord or try something else.
Yeah. Yeah, because Skype does eat a lot of bandwidth.
It does.
I've actually found Roll20's little webcam.
All right.
Isn't bad.
All right. Let me drop out. We'll see.
All right, we'll stall.
5-10 minutes. Make it so. Yeah. Thanks.
So, before we go in, any thoughts on what we'll encounter in there?
What's up with that golden horse?
Yeah, so I think he said, when he cut out, this is out of character, I think he said that the Chiron I saw before shows up in front of us, which is...
Oh.
I ain't seen a golden horse before.
Kale will be like, just show it. It's a very powerful celestial being that is probably going to help us get Gnoss back, so just show respect and reverence, please.
Okay.
Of course. Iskar's gonna fly over and land on Lefkadio's shoulder.
Well, what is it? What just landed on my shoulder?
That would be my bird. Just in case we're ever separated, I can see where you are. And that way I can plane shift to you.
We can
On top of that...
you are now, because you got bird shit all over your back.
And in the worst case scenario, if you get into close combat, I can use the bird to distract the enemies, potentially, making it easier for you to hit them, perhaps.
This isn't an enemy. Please don't. Please don't.
I have no intention of engaging this. What is its name? A
Kyrin.
Kyrin.
Or
Yes,
Kirin.
no,
Some people pronounce it Kirin. But
I have no intention of fighting another creature that's very powerful. We already have too many powerful enemies as it is.
Yeah.
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 Well, we can say that we took care of the Kyran, and then we got Gnoss back when he comes back, and then we can move on.
And kill a dragon.
Yeah. While you were gone, Teo, we DM'd ourselves. And what do you know? We rolled really good every time.
It was just 5 nat 20s in a row. Would you believe it?
No.
I had a player on my Friday game roll 3 20s in a row.
Like in front of you? Or did they say
like,
they roll?
It was on roll 20, so they were doing the rolling through that. And they are a fighter, so their first attack was a nat 20, second one was a nat 20, and then their action surge was a nat 20.
Golly.
As a half-orc, where they do the extra damage dice, I was just like, oh, I built this guy to be scary.
You know, notice Roll20 does stuff like that a lot of times. Where
I've noticed that too.
It seems like there's like a bunch of 20s in a row, or like a 20 and a 1 at the same time. If you're rolling with advantage, it's weird. It weirds me out. Yeah. I don't like it.
Conspiracy theorist.
And every crit that I have rolled so far, my extra crit damage is only 1.
Right?
Every single time, my extra damage is 1.
Yeah, I used to use a lot of oh man, what did it used to be called? It was a website called roll.net, and it was like a dice generator, and there was a huge variance in like what you'd roll. You'd do like a D100 and it'd be like 95, 98, 99, 1, 3, 5. And it was so rare that you'd get like in the 50s.
Well, I'll tell you what, roll.net is a completely different thing now. Nobody go to it. I'm not suggesting everybody goes to it because it's not a secure website. It's like some crazy German thing that might be an internet provider. I can't really tell.
Oh. Yeah, this was a few years ago. So anyone want to have like a flashback moment as we're opening these doors? That was the perfect time to delve deep into backstory.
Flashback. Gnoss is dying in lava.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
I am suggesting a course of action for our DM to take to see if it will help his internets.
Okay, what is it?
The flush DNS should help.
Because he's getting half the speed he normally gets.
Ooh.
So maybe if he goes through another route.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, Skype does eat a lot of bandwidth for a video platform. Like, Google Hangouts even doesn't, like, take up as much.
Yeah, Microsoft's not the most efficient of app development, I think. Maybe that's the wrong word. They can pump out a lot of applications, but I don't know. But they're not always good.
Quality over quantity?
Other way.
Yeah.
It's my understanding that if you have... It downgrades you if you have poor internet connection. At least that's what it's supposed to do. So if you have a low speed, it gives you lower band, or gives you lower quality audio and video to compensate for that.
Maybe it looked like that was kind of like what it was trying to do, and then
Yeah.
wasn't good enough for some reason. Huh.
Yep. Nothing really changed after he flushed the DNS.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So in the journals on Roll20, is this the artwork that artist did for you guys?
Oh, yeah, I have art from one guy, and Casey has art from another guy.
What? That's awesome.
That is really cool. God, he looks so badass. And he's got a maraca.
I know. And he's like standing on like a skull.
And let me bring it in so everyone can see it. Boop, 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 boop. That's tiny. Why can't I make it big?
Make it huge.
Enhance.
You could hold the control and mouse wheel in. But I think we should take a moment to think back on all the things we've lost. Gnoss, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
The magical hammer.
Which
Wampum's magical hammer. Allie. That guard named Tim or something.
Yeah, clearly very important.
That one dwarf that fell into the plane of air, never to be seen again.
Well, you know, we don't know that. The Wind Duke said they would get him.
It's true, it's true. Who am I missing? Who am I missing?
Very, very nice girl.
Oh, the winged boots, obviously. Probably
winged
the greatest
boots.
loss.
Yeah, the finged winged boots. Finned? Finned winged.
Winged. Boots of swimming and flying.
Yeah.
What else have we lost? Nothing. We've saved everything else.
Not bad. But you know who we didn't save? Giannis.
I mean, in a way, we saved Giannis.
I mean, that's true.
Saved them from their own madness. We also didn't.
Scythe?
We didn't save any of those. No, I have a cool scythe. We don't. Nobody else is gonna have it anymore.
No one lets me have fun, cool stuff.
We tried it. We tried it out.
Taslim 0 for 2 for any sentient magic weapon or item. Oh, the Sword of Kaz. Let me touch it. Oh!
Cool.
Oh, the Scythe of Storms. Let me touch it. Ah!
We definitely didn't save all those, all the mages at that place when we killed all of them.
Mages.
What the hell was that? That was in Luskin, right?
Oh, yeah, we definitely killed all of them.
I almost killed Gerlaxle too.
I know, he was like down to like 10 HP. We could have. So close. One fireball.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to cut the stream here. And maybe we'll try to hop on Discord, and if not, we'll let anyone who's watching know. So we will be right back.
Oh.
Are we back?
We are back.
We're back.
All right. Okay. Hopefully we stay back and we don't have too many technical problems anymore. Let me know if we do, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. So, the party enter into this workshop. Now, I've been told you guys can't see the map that has been put out, so what you have is sort of a hexagonal-shaped workshop in front of you that's inside this tower. It is made of finely crafted stonework, tiled all over the place. Both the wall, the floor, and the ceiling are all just a tiled structure. In the center of the room is a large spiral staircase. It's also stone, but the handrail that spirals up around it is of silver, a very shiny, and it almost looks wet to the touch. In front of this large statue, this creature begins to coalesce and form in its place. At first, it looks like you're just seeing the hindquarters and the legs of a horse just growing, but the legs change color to be more golden than a typical brown or white or black that you would expect with a riding horse. Then, as the creature continues to solidify even more, the tail appears first. Its tail seems to be swaying as if underwater right now, as it just slowly sways in the mist, though there's no breeze. Then it reaches up to the top of this large horse-like creature, and the being continues to appear as a large horn in the center of its forehead takes shape. Before you stands that Kirin that was present when Kale looked into the ethereal plane. It stands and it stares with fiery intensity towards the four of you. As it does so, Wampum, you feel a very strong tug and a pull on that glaive that Gnoss's adopted father had just handed to you.
And I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to walk closer.
Okay.
Why you want this?
This thing represents the one that you've lost. And I need you to show me you're worthy to wield it. At that word of worthy again, you feel your insides begin to burn a little bit, and then your hands actually physically start burning as the weapon begins to heat up in front of you. Are you going to keep hold of it?
For the moment, yes.
Yeah, okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
14.
14. first, it feels more like a tingle than anything else. Then the intensity builds up. You will take 3 points of fire damage from it. But just as you're about to let go, the heat dissipates, and the Kirin nods. Well, tell me, Wolf, what do you plan to do once she's returned?
Well, we have missions to complete.
Tell me of those missions. What tasks do you have for Gnoss?
It's basically what she has for us. I have finished my quest. She died in my quest. Now, I owe her. She be doing what she needs to be
doing. He'll turn to rescue Kael, Taslin, and Lafcadio. You adventurers, you've been traveling with this young woman for a while. You've gotten to know her. Tell me, what do you miss about her? Don't all speak at once. Come now.
She was full of life. I suppose that's redundant now that she's dead, but I've lived a long time, and very seldom do people truly live the life they're given to the utmost. She pushed the edge to get the most out of every interaction, every fight, and every word she spoke with other people.
Turning to Kael, you half-elf, would you give your life for Gnoss?
No. I don't think she would want me to do that. I didn't come here to try and tear Gnoss back to the material. I think above all, I came here to see if we could give her the opportunity to choose. Because ultimately I think that is what he would want.
And what say you, Iron?
Well, I reckon Gnoss wasn't done with what she wanted to do. Like, she talked about, changing the perception of people towards folks of her descent. Like, I don't know about where you're from, but where we are, goblinoids, the hobgoblins and regular goblins and all them, they're looked at mostly with suspicion, if not outright revulsion. And Gnoss, she was a force for good in the world, and she was, I think, had an opportunity to change the perception of the goblinoids, at least wherever she went. She talked about getting a group of her mates together. Like we ran into some hobgoblin blokes a while back, but they were quite fine staying dead, it turns out. But I think she was interested in leading people and changing the perception of the people in the material plane towards towards the goblinoids, and I don't think she was finished with her job yet.
Okay. I'd like a group persuasion roll, please. So every one of you rolls persuasion.
Hey!
17.
So 17 from Lafcadio Wampum. You seemed quite excited.
Nat 20 for a 25.
Nice. Okay. Kale.
18.
I got a 14.
Okay. Kale, what was that?
18.
18. And Taslin?
14.
14. Okay. Alright. Very well. Prove to me you can change your perception. As he fades and disappears from view. Oops. Sorry. You see just simply the staircase leading forward. Up the staircase you can hear the a slight ring or a chime of some sort of noise. You swear through it you can hear someone speaking. Perception checks from enemies. Okay. Wampum. What did you get?
23.
Kale?
Big 10.
Arcadia?
19.
And Taz?
25.
25. Okay. So, with a fifth, well, all of you pretty much can clearly hear that the voice that is speaking above appears to be Gnoss. You can hear her voice calling out battle strategies from above, from the room above you, at the top of those stairs.
Wampum sprints up the steps.
Iskar will fly over onto Lafcadio's shoulder. We had discussed this a little bit before cutting the stream when you were out. But Iskar is staying with Lafcadio.
Right?
Are you familiar? And I'll follow Wampum up.
Yeah, I was going to sprint up right behind him.
Moving up, you find yourself in a very large library of sorts. Still the same sort of size room that you're in, about a 40-foot wide, 50-foot long, large chamber. You have floor-to-ceiling bookcases that create 4 rows, and then amidst those, in the center, plenty of tables. Everything is covered in books and papers. You don't see Gnoss anywhere. However, you do see small globes of light, 3 of them dotted around the room. One just onto the left side as you come into the room, another further back, and then the third off to the right-hand side of the room. Through them, or from these little balls of light, you can hear Gnoss calling out those strategies, and you remember from each of those is a major combat encounter that you guys had previously. What do you guys do?
Are these globes on the tables, or are they floating?
Floating midair, floating about 4 foot high, separated from everything else. They're not actually connected to anything. They're more just little balls of light. You can't really see any physical form to them.
I'll go to the left one.
As you walk over...
One.
Which one? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Wampum will walk up to the closest one.
Well, that one is the left one that the Taslin is also headed towards. Okay. As you make you make your way over to the leftmost ball of light. Your minds are immediately thrown back to the battle with the Phoenix, back in the elemental plane of fire. Great strategies were taken, but primarily your point of view seems to be drawn towards the single individual sat in a boat quite far away from the shore. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
From you watch that battle play out over and over again. You watch how the lot of you fought with this creature. Gnoss flying quite a bit, if I remember rightly, using her flippers, chasing that dragon down. Wampum throwing his hammer off towards the crystal, it's shattering, and his hammer becoming mundane. Not long before the hammer became mundane, you saw Gnoss also striking at it, and her weapons losing all magic within them. The battle ends, and the little globe of light disappears. Where do you go now?
I wanted to check out all the stuff on the table. You said there's a bunch of stuff on these tables.
A load of paper.
Wampum will look at Paslin. That was a good fight.
Yes, I do remember that fight.
That was a good one.
That was my first crystal we destroyed, correct? You did. But it was the first one I was present for.
Yes, I'll give you that much.
Shall we go to the next one?
I think so. This might be a little enjoyable.
Lafcadio, are you coming?
Sure.
All right.
Just to clarify, did you say that they're just like blank papers, or?
No, so everything looks like open pieces of parchment that have been tied up, piles of papers. If you get closer to them, you look at them, these notes and papers, quick glance through, seem to be journal entries from your experiences.
Like my journal entries?
No, if you were to imagine, if you were to get your group of adventurers, your little team, to sit down around a campfire every night and write a journal entry of what happened to us as a group this night, you find that written down on these papers. Like someone's been chronicling and tracking your actions, but giving a brief summary of every day from your point of view, rather than giving a step-by-step action of what happened.
From our collective point of view.
From a collective point of view.
Okay. So I've been doing that from my point of view, but... Okay. Are they dated at all in any way, or is there any way I can tell?
Roll an investigation check as you look through a couple of these.
Barf, dude, really? 17.
Okay. Quickly glancing through these papers, you see 4 bookshelves in front of you, and you just grab a couple from each bookshelf, and you notice that everything on the left bookshelf appears to be associated with the elemental plane of fire. Every action that you took on the plane of fire. Look to the second one, it's the plane of water, and all the things that happened while you were there. Then the plane of earth, and then the plane of air.
Okay.
All of your actions on the elemental planes are chronicled and journaled here in this library.
But just that, or is that...
Just that stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna think about what I do with that while they're looking at the other thing.
Okay. So you turn to the right, and you see, you go to the little globe over on the light, and as you approach it, your mind's once again thrown back to a much more recent encounter. This one specifically one at the matron mother's stronghold. You watch as methodically, step by step, you guys are progressing forward. Your army of people that you had brought with you, a little slow and in the background, while you guys kind of charged ahead and dealt with the drow on the way. You watch from the point of view of some other entity as Gnoss goes running off down an alleyway and immediately gets hit by two huge lightning bolts that are crisscrossed and meet right at her position. We move on a couple minutes later. We get to the large room, played out play by play, the entire battle with the matron mother. You all charging forward, dealing with the lesser folk around the outside. Wampum, you with your hammer, axe at this point, I think it was. Yeah, axe. Throwing it at range at the targets, and them being incapable of touching you. So they start turning towards the others, the people around you, the people they can hit, the people that aren't flying away from them, the people that are right in the way. Lafcadio, almost taken down. You watch as Gnoss gets stabbed and falls. The drow standing above him, above her, sorry. What were you going to say?
As I'm watching it, I start to get upset. I should have told her to get away from that edge.
As you watch, the drow stood above her turns to look at this disembodied viewpoint, which is you all, changes form for a moment, begins to widen its shoulders and shrink a little bit. In a flash of light, the visage of the drow warrior changes to that of you guys. Each individual selves in that moment lift a foot and kick her off the side. You watch as she falls, and your version of yourself stands there just watching her fall. Just wave with a smile on your face. And then everything goes blank as you watch Gnoss hit the flame and her body begin to dissolve. A ring is left behind. In a moment, sparks of electricity jump from the ring, and then the ring disappears as well. Then you're
That fight be my fault, Taslim.
No, it's also my fault. I should have said that we should wait for me to have spells enough to hit the matron with everything I had. Instead, we ran in. I should have stood my ground. I knew it was your big quest, but I should have been more thoughtful in how we proceeded.
My greed got her killed.
No, pragmatically, the drow that stabbed her and kicked her off the ledge got her killed. We were merely what placed her within reach of the drow. I'm gonna give him a pat on the back. I'm gonna turn. I'm not even gonna wait for a response. Taslim has no advice to give. He's just as distraught and does not like that he just saw himself kicking her off the ledge. He's gonna go and like turn to go to the next one.
Then, with the third and final light, you move up towards it, and this one is of a encounter you don't recognize. You haven't experienced previously. This one is limited to just Wampum and Gnoss that are present. No one else around them. You guys are stood on a very tall, mountainous peak. There's little more than about 15 to 20 feet around you, but you are fighting off a horde of creatures that are flying down straight into your position. As they come down, Gnoss leaps forward, jabbing everything that jumps into the way with her extra long weapon. Each creature stuck on the end of her glaive. Wampum then comes in underneath, slices them in the stomach, across the back, across the neck, dealing with these things as a unit, as a team. The landscape begins to change. The platform you're on sinks considerably. You now find yourself inside a fighting pit, caged over with what appears to be large bones, still with some flesh and meat hanging on them. In fact, the flesh is being used to tie bones together to create this cage around you. There you are with a large, bloodthirsty minotaur in front of you. But the two of you don't separate, stay together. With you stood in front, deflecting all the blows off your large armor, spiked armor, and slicing and slashing whenever you can. And Gnoss attacking from over your shoulder or underneath your arm. You raise your axe to slide across something, and then with the gap in the opening, the glaive comes in beneath you. You don't even think so much as the two of you are working together behind the other. And the vision begins to disappear and dissipate, and the words ring in your mind, Wampum. Look and learn. As the vision finally dissipates, 4 more lights, but these glowing a red hue, appear at the back of the room. One between the first and second bookshelves, 2 in between the 2 middle ones, and a 4th before the 4th bookshelf. They begin to grow, change, get larger, and shift into hobgoblins. We're going to roll for initiative.
$18.
Okay.
19 plus 20.
Oh, you've added yourself up. Right, Taslin got a 22. Vinny, that's okay, got a 19. Okay. Let me just roll for these guys.
Do these 4 hobgoblins look familiar? Akin to the hobgoblins we, killed in the service of the Red Wizard?
They do look very similar. Roll a perception check, Taslin.
Alright. That would be a 18.
Okay. So you think to yourself, same ones before, and you start looking and you see similarity. You go, okay, these are probably the same creatures. But then there are subtle differences, subtle changes. They are meant to look very similar, but their attitude seems a little bit off, change. And as you look and question that very thing, you hear your own voices repeated, saying, Gnoss taught us to challenge perceptions.
Okay. Would I be able to act prior to initiative, or?
To do what?
Taslin is just going to walk towards them, hands at his side, not in an offensive manner, and he's just going to kind of wave to them.
Okay, no, you wouldn't be able to do that
Okay.
before initiative.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So just double checking. We've got Wampum with a 26. We have Taslin with a 22. Kale with a 19. Lafcadio with an 18. And the enemy creatures with a 4. Okay. So, Wampum, what do you do first?
Let's see, 5, 10, 15. Wampum will go to there.
Okay.
And just hold his axe at his side. Listen, learn, watch. And then I'll look at the two in front. Ye be friend or foe?
We be a means to an end.
No killing is an end. And Wampum will not attack.
Okay. Taslin.
Yeah, Taslin is going to do exactly what I said. He's going to move right behind Wampum. Right by that chair. He's got a staff in one hand and he's just like, will you let us pass?
Roll a persuasion check.
That would be a 16.
They seem to not react as of yet to your current actions.
Okay,
They haven't acted or reacted yet at all either.
Alright, I'm not gonna do anything this round. I'm just gonna stay right there.
Okay. Kale.
Kale will calmly set down the journal he was reading, and just kind of hold on to his shield and the staff of healing, and mechanically speaking, will take the dodge action. But he's just gonna, he's ready to get hit.
Okay. Lafcadio. What do you do?
Lafcadio will see what everyone's doing, and more specifically what they're not doing, which is attacking the hobgoblins. And we will see, they're smarter than I am, so I'm going to do the same thing and not attack. And then I'll see that Kale is doing his super agile moves to try to not get hit. So I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll also take the dodge action.
Okay. The hobgoblins. 2 on the outer edge are going to charge to surround you. The 2 in front, one steps right in front of the other, raises a shield, pulls out a sword, while the other raises a very long pike. They step right up to Wampum, standing, towering over Wampum. Says these are fairly large hobgoblin creatures in their large armor. The one in front then lifts a hand out, drops his weapon, and holds his hand almost to grasp and shake Wampum's.
Wampum will grab the hand.
Okay. With a firm grasp, he will just say, "Well met, friend."
Aye.
Friend of all. Okay. And they will disappear. Good choice.
Yeah, for them.
I'm assuming that's not in character.
No, it is not.
Alright. Then, as they disappear, a staircase appears behind you. that seems to also spiral up somewhere above.
Kale, what did you find over by those books before we leave this room?
So yeah, with whatever time I had between visions or whatever, I wanted to try and see what language are these written in? Is it common?
They're written in common, yeah.
Okay, and B, I was just trying to scan through them for inconsistencies. You know,
Okay.
based on my memory, like if it's written in a different way than I remembered it.
You've got your journals to compare?
Yeah, I've got the tones in here. I've been writing everything in. So.
Yeah. Okay. As you start comparing, looking through them, roll another investigation check. I know you're really good at investigations. It's going to be insane.
Still not great. How do I add numbers together? It's 23. I got 23 total.
Okay. All right. So as you look through most of these, there are some situations where your point of view is slightly inaccurate. And in fact, you'll notice that on every occasion where you separated from the group, if there was a reason why you separated for the night or for the day, a couple hours or something, the rough journal entry of what you got up to was very brief and not 100% accurate, as if told by someone else's understanding up to.
So does it seem like, are there parts where other people separated from the group, and does it change? What I'm trying to see is if it's centered on one person in particular, right?
It doesn't appear to be centered on one person in particular, just the majority.
Okay.
The rare occasion where it's almost split practically evenly, it sticks with the 3 over the 2.
Okay.
The 3 members of the party. But it is told from the perception of someone that was watching what you've been up to.
All right. And is it written in the past tense or present tense?
Past tense in that it was, it feels and it looks, it's written in such a way that it feels like it's written at the end of every day, a summary of what these guys got up to on this day.
Okay.
Very detailed.
Okay. Gosh. We probably want to move on. I don't really have time to make a copy. I don't want to take any of this stuff out of power. That would be kind of rude. So I'll just... All of those things are noted in the Tome of Denier, and then we'll move on.
Okay. You make your way up the next flight of stairs.
Behind Wampum, I imagine.
Yeah.
The third and final layer of this. You step up the stairs and you see a whole host of mechanical creatures that are just surrounding this entire open space. The stairs ends to what appears to be an open-topped dome. Outside, it didn't look like it was open-topped, but now you feel like you're stood outside on top of the tower that you stood at the base of just moments ago. You could look down and see your little campsite. You can see that while the shadows have completely engulfed this area, no hazardous creatures have approached, no dangerous creatures have arrived. But along the edge of this circular space, suits of armor stand resolute and staring in towards the center. At the center of it, up on a raised platform that is also on top of another raised platform, so 2 layers up, you see an enormous iron golem, the chest cavity of which is broken open, and you can see a being resting and asleep, wrapped quite solidly in a red and gold cloak, is Gnoss, swaddled like a child inside the chest of this golem. In front of the golem, 3 suits of armor seem to be working at it, resetting the plates, fitting it together, just constantly working and improving the structure of this prison-like golem in the center. What do you guys do as you're watching this?
So you said she was swaddled. Is there any notable injuries or variances that we can see?
Not right now. No real variances.
And this is a grown Gnoss and not a child?
It is a grown Gnoss, swaddled as if a child.
So it's kind of like the clone spell, and maybe that had been stored in this armor?
Something like that.
Okay.
The language you used, like they were working on the plates and resetting things, and the word prison, is that the sense that we're getting? That this is, she's being detained here?
I guess by the word prison, I don't mean like she looks like detained, but more like because you can see into the chest cavity of this large golem, you can see the rib cage that's made out of metal that is clasped across. There is a large lock right in the center, so it looks like she's trapped inside of a cage, but she looks very comfortable inside of that cage.
I'll lean over to Wampum. Perhaps you should yell to her to wake her up.
Aye. Wampum will walk to the top of the steps.
Okay. As soon as you do, one of those 3 creatures that is working on the large golem turns around, stops, and shifts form into that of Taslin.
Huh.
What do you do, Wampum?
Just repeating the whole time. Watch and learn. Me must watch. Me must watch. And I'll just yell at that time. Gnoss! Me girl, wake up!
Okay. A second change form into that of Kale.
And I'll look over my shoulder to everybody behind me and just shrug my shoulders.
I'll shrug back.
I'll get out a little piece of the ointment for my eyes again. So you said we had a short rest, right? Before we came into the tower?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Okay, so over the short rest, he used the ring to restore his 6th level spell slot. Now he's going to use it again to cast True Sight again.
Okay.
So I look around and see the truth.
The truth is that these creatures, animated beings, with illusions upon them. The being that you see inside of the large structure, the large golem, is a shapeshifter, shape changer. You don't see Gnoss inside the sword. You see a formless creature wrapped in red and gold cloak.
Okay.
While you're watching it, the large iron golem also changes his appearance. Now, you can still see its you're using True Sight.
Mm-hmm.
But the physical form changes to that of a very large, very angry.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's getting bigger.
It's okay. It's okay. We gave the potion of enlarge to Wampum already, so Battle of the Titans.
Wampum laughs. I knew me's was big, but Lord.
But so it's. You said that these are constructs, but the illusion is over them that they look like. To everyone else, they look like us. Right. Okay, what about the suits of armor ringed around this circular room we're in?
They look the same as the ones that are in front of you, but they have yet to change form.
Okay. I'll say first. I'll just say to Wampum, that's not Gnoss. Let's continue to just watch and learn, I guess.
Not Gnoss. What you mean, not Gnoss?
It's not really her in there.
They're going to attack.
Oh.
Roll for initiative.
1, 4.
23.
14.
Wampum got a 16.
Okay. Bear with one. Okay, so Wampum with 16, Lafcadio with 23. Taslin, what was yours again?
Mine's a 14 also.
14 also.
Mm-hmm.
And okay.
Mine is a 14 also.
Should I roll for my familiar?
If he's going to do anything and be involved within the combat.
Yeah, because he's perched on Lafcadio's shoulders. Is he able to take the action to aid by, like, flapping in the face of constructs?
Yes, in that he must be 5 feet of the construct that he is distracting.
Right, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So that's what he's going to be doing. And he has an initiative of 16.
What kind of creature is it again? I think.
He is a raven currently.
Brave.
I imagine that'd be pretty distracting for Lafcadio too. Like,
Bird on the shoulder.
yeah, just flapping it.
Okay, I'm just going to give you control over that feat.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, I'll at least know which Lafcadio is Lafcadio, because he has a raven next to him.
So, you should have full control over the Raven token.
Yep. Do you want me to shrink it down?
There we go. Yeah, shrink it down.
Alright.
Okay. Let me roll initiative for the fellas. Come on. 2. 1 for the generic ones and 1 for big one.
Big wompo.
Big one. So slow today. What happens when you live up a hill? Right. Looks like we're good to go. So, in this encounter, Gnoss, Casey, would you like to be involved? Not as Gnoss, but as something else.
No, I'm good. Let's play out.
Good. Alright. And top of the round, as these things begin to get ready to attack, Lafcadio, what do you do?
Well,
What is the, sorry, real quick, Ravens roll?
Oh, yeah.
16, right?
16, yep.
Okay. So yes, Lafcadio, what'd you do?
I reckon I'll open it up with a synaptic static. These guys don't look like they're up to no. They don't look like they're friendly, like potentially the hobgoblins. And I have the unenviable task of going first. So I will try to synaptic static the fellas, aiming for between the big fella and the guy in front of him. If I can get any more, I will. But as long as I can get the big fella, that's my main goal.
So 20-foot radius sphere. Let me draw that real quick. Going to be something like that, I believe.
Oh, well, it looks like I can get a lot more of them then. So yeah, I will.
That's a 20-foot grid turned on for this map. It's a bit much, but it's about right.
Right. Well, then I'll try to get the 3 for sure, the big guy again, and if I can get the guys behind him, all the better.
Okay, yeah, you'll be able to get Okay.
So that's a DC 20 intelligence save.
However, a creature with an intelligence score of 2 or lower can't be affected by this spell.
Correct.
Yep. So you'll notice the smaller creatures of armor appear to have little to no.
Did we lose him?
Just
No, it's okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Sorry, I just messages. Okay, so the large iron golem can be affected, but the lesser creatures are not. So the large iron golem has to roll intelligence save.
Wampum's the only one high enough intelligence.
Okay. So that is a natural 20, but it ends up being a 16, which is a fail.
All right, so he takes 24 psychic damage, and when he makes attack rolls, they suffer a penalty of 1d6.
He appears to be immune to psychic damage,
Wonderful.
but still takes the -6.
All right, and that's me done.
Okay. Wampum.
is the chest still open where I can see the cage?
You can. It's a cage-like structure that you would have to break open, but you can
Okay.
still see into it. Yes.
All right, I'm going to take a running start, which is to 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hit the second platform, I'm going to jump
Right.
to reach that center cage.
Okay.
And when I reach it, I'm going to try to rip it open.
Roll an athletics check.
That's a 19.
It is a strong attempt, and you see the metal beginning to bend ever so slightly, but your fingers just can't quite get enough of a grip to really pull it open. You unfortunately fail.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from you, Wampum? That would
No
be your
problem.
action.
I'm going to try using both hands next turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the entire place is going to shudder, and I need Wampum to roll a strength saving throw.
$17.
Okay. With a 17, you are launched backwards 20 feet back to the stairs. You end up hitting the floor prone.
Okay.
Okay. What does the raven do?
It's going to take the dodge action this round.
Okay. At the end of the raven's turn, The whole thing is going to shake and shudder one more time, and I need those 3 that are still standing to roll dexterity saving throws or be knocked prone.
It's a nat 20 with a +3.
And Lafcardia's risk. Okay.
I'm sure he's fine too.
Yeah, I'll push the button. Just gotta open up his sheet. That might take an hour.
What do you need?
Dexterity save, but I'm there.
Okay.
Yay, rolled a 23. He's fine.
Told you.
So, you're all fine. What does Kale do? Or rather, Kale and Taslin roll the same initiative, so you guys can choose who goes first.
Taslin, it sounds like you have a higher dexterity than I do, so you can go first.
Yeah, I have a 17. Can I get a cone 60 feet by 60 feet?
Can, yes.
That's like the whole damn...
I know!
Everything. It might be quicker to just say, you hit everything.
Okay, well, I'm trying not to hit my buddies
Right.
as minimally as possible.
The way it works, as far away from you as it is that far wide.
Okay.
So, if Wampum is 10 foot ahead of you, it's going to be 5, but it's going to be 10 foot wide, so Wampum would be hit in this situation.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to move. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I will move to here. And then I'm going to cast it. And I'm casting Cone of Cold.
Okay. So you'll cast it in such a way from here. Who's doing that?
Sorry.
Okay. Well, what kind of angle are you going to go for? You're obviously looking to get all 3 of these, right?
Yeah, I'm looking to get as many as I can.
Okay. In order to get all 3 of those, you've moved off to the side a little bit. You're going to have to move just a little further to one side.
Okay, I will move an extra.
Right
there.
A little bit better. There you go.
Perfect.
Right, so go ahead and cast Cold.
Alright, so they have to. Everything in a 60-foot cone of cold needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
They're looking to beat an 18.
Looks like I've only got 1 success.
Oh no.
And it would probably hit everything past them as well, correct? Because it's 60 feet.
I know.
Yep.
Nothing will happen to those.
Oh, okay. Right, so they take 8d8 damage on a failed save. I'm gonna roll it through here because I'm lazy. For 41 damage, and then half upon success.
Okay. So those that failed to take 41, that will actually destroy 2 of the armors.
And they're frozen solid where they are.
Take 20. Big one will take 40.
And then as a bonus action, I'll do Blessing of the Raven Queen and go right back to where I was.
Okay. Kale?
I am going to take a shot in the dark here. And point my stab healing at the large iron golem, and I'm gonna try and cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay.
At I'll just do it at 3rd level. See how I feel about it.
Okay. You are going to have to make a spellcasting ability check.
Okie dokie. That would be a big ol' 15.
Okay. Unfortunately, with the 15, it is not going to succeed.
Did it seem like something might have happened if I had, like, been wiser?
You don't know. You'd have to be wiser to find out.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anything else from you?
No.
Okay. Alright. Then after you, we have the large wampum. Big wampum. It slams its fist on the ground. It just leans forward and just smacks the ground a little bit. Everything shakes, shudders. Those two that have been destroyed immediately swap positions, with some at the edge, as if teleported from one place to the other. And then all magical items in this area are suppressed from being magical for the next round.
Cool.
We'll move over to the prone wampum, and they will attack the prone wampum, making 2 slam attacks. Okay. Now you're prone, so they have advantage, and you're not wearing any. Are you wearing magical armor?
Yes.
Yes. So what would your armor class be without any magical bonuses of any items that you currently possess?
Let me see. 1 second. It's +1 plate, so that would be a 22.
22. Okay. Right. You don't get a plus bonus to your AC from anything else, do you?
No.
Got a cloak of protection? Or...
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. Because
I think I do have one of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Cloak
Okay.
protection +1, so that would be a 21.
all right. So that's an 18 for the plate, then the +3. Where does the +3 come from?
+2 for the shield,
Okay.
and then +1 for the protection fighter.
Fighting. Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, so striking out, I have a 23 to hit you.
That will hit.
4 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
followed by a 24 to hit.
Okay.
Looking good. 6 points of bludgeoning damage here.
Gotcha.
Next, we'll move past you towards Lafcadio. And as I'm going to attack you, Lafcadio, please pay attention to the fact that there may be a difference in your stats based on the fact that no magical items are available. That will not be at advantage. It's a 19.
Hits.
Okay, for 3 points of bludgeoning damage, followed by a natural 20. Huzzah!
Yeah, it hits.
For 10 points of damage. And
Roger.
then, last but not least, we have one that is going to literally jump, almost do exactly what we've done earlier. This is the Kale version. It doesn't look right to see a Kale jumping through the air, but jumps right at Taslin to try and grapple Taslin. I need Taslin to roll an athletics or an acrobatics check.
All right. And that was athletics.
Or acrobatics.
Okay, we'll use acrobatics. That's an 18.
Okay. He fails to grapple you. He's going to try a second time. Go ahead and try it again.
That would be a 6.
Okay. On that occasion, he does manage to grab hold of you, grapple you. Okay. We now go back to Lafcadio.
Right, so I can feel like magic is sapped out of all my items.
Yep.
Do I
Your magic, as in your cast, is unaffected.
All right.
It's just magical items that are suppressed.
Well, then did I get the idea that the stomping that the golem did is what caused that to happen?
Yep.
All right, then I will try and get rid of that fella, and I will cast Banishment on him.
Okay. As you cast it, it will fail automatically.
It will fail and...
Automatic.
Oh, fail automatically.
Yeah. Either it's protected against banishment, or it would be a bad eye banish the thing that currently has Gnoss inside of it, or like not actually Gnoss, but a representation of Gnoss. Who knows what reason it is that the thing can't be banished, but you can't banish it.
Right, then I will end my turn there.
Okay. Wampum.
Alright, Wampum will turn around to the one that is somewhat behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And since he is in between me and Taslin, I should have advantage on those attacks, right?
You should, yes.
Alright, now, hold on. So I do not have magic, so that is not... So the blast shield's a +2 axe, so that's... So what I'm going to do is just roll a 20.
Now proficiency in strength.
And so that would be a 10. So that's a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And alright, so the damage is going to be 1d8 plus 5. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. So minus 4 off of that. So it's 8 points of damage.
Okay, that will hit. That will hurt for 8.
I'm doing it again. Same one.
Another solid strike against this piece of armor that currently looks like Taslin.
Okay, and that is going to be for 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And last swing.
Scream comes from Taslin was screaming.
For a 20.
That will hit.
For 13 points of damage.
Nice. Still up. This thing's taken a beating. Most of its illusion seems to be dented, which is weird to see images of Taslin with dented parts of his body. But it's because of the plate armor that it's underneath has been broken and shaped. So, anything else from you, Wampum?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. What does the Raven do?
He's gonna fly over here and take the dodge action.
Right. The Raven does not have flyby.
Nope.
So, we have an Taslin armor, in fact, that is going to reach out to strike at it using its reaction. Come on.
12 and above will kill it.
That's 15.
Yep, it's gone. It poofs into out of existence.
Punched it so hard.
Killed by an effigy of its maker.
I know.
Right.
Ironic, right? So I'm being grappled currently.
Yes, you are.
I would like to get loose. So I will use my action to try and break free.
Athletics?
Can I do acrobatics?
not to break out.
Okay, so athletics. That would be a 14.
That will succeed. You will just snap out of its wrists.
Alright. And it would get an attack of opportunity on me, correct? If I try and
Only
move?
if you leave its melee range.
Okay, and I've already taken my action, so I can't cast any spells. I have no bonus actions left. I'll take the attack of opportunity, and I'm going to try and run over here.
That is a 7 to hit, so that will miss.
Alright, and that's it for me.
Okay, and we move to Kale.
So, as people are interacting with these illusioned up suits armor or whatever, does it like make the illusion go transparent as they do it, or does it still?
No, the illusion is crafted in such a way that it makes sense when it is struck. Like, it looks like you are striking the creature that this is pretending to be.
But if you hit them hard enough, like it puts a dent in their body.
Yes.
Cool. That's pretty sweet. Also, so true seeing that non-concentration, it lasts for an hour. So I just wanted to clarify exactly what I can see. So it's just a circular room with all the suits of armor, the iron golem thing, with a shape changer inside its body.
Yes. Yes.
And like that's it. Like I don't see anything like in the ethereal plane or the border ethereal, I guess.
Not right now. Not in here.
Okay. Then everybody looks okay. I can see health bars. Everyone's fine. Have the golems hit anybody yet? That one hit Wampum, right?
Mm-hmm. A couple of them.
Hit my bird.
Oh, yeah, they punched the bird.
Poor Iskar.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, I think. And I'm just gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
That's it.
Now we get the Iron Golem back, and at the start of his turn, magic items become unsuppressed at this point in time. As he slams his fists down on the ground again, he is going to be making an attack against you.
No. Uh-uh.
Strangely enough, as he hits the ground, an ethereal version of him appears next to Kale, and will slam at Kale with its huge fist.
Don't do that!
Ooh.
As this ethereal fist smack 20. That's a powerful strike.
Does the natural 20 stand with the 1d6 penalty?
The natural 20 does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter, because it's still a natural 20. It will automatically hit regardless of result. So, cringing. That is 34 points of bludgeoning damage there, Kale.
Great. Ow. What's the concentration check for that?
17.
17.
17? Possible. No. Rolled a 3. So yeah, this thing just... What's that? I'm sorry.
I was just asking, so what do you lose concentration on?
Guidance.
Guidance. Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. You said it's an ethereal version of it? Like it's
more like a ghostly version of it appeared and smacked you in the face.
okay. But it exists on the material plane.
Yes, it was on the material. It then slams its fist again, and another ethereal version comes in to strike at Lafcadio. Thing it doesn't have advantage. Would it hit with a minus D6, so an 18 to hit you?
Yep.
Still hit. Okay. We'll take 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And one last strike at Dazzlin.
It's probably gonna hit. Nat 1!
That's a natural 1. I think that's going to miss.
Oh,
right.
Tasla is like, thank goodness I used mage armor today.
However, as it ends its turn, the ground becomes super slick. Everything is at difficult terrain or half speed. Unless you wish to risk it, you can move at full speed, but you have to roll a dex save. On a failed save, you fall prone and cannot move for the rest of the turn. Okay. The armor will just slide around and attack. I've got one attacking Lafcadio and 2 that are flanking. Will attack 1. So, slamming against Lafcadio with a 7, that's terrible. It reels back, recalculates its trajectory, and then comes in for a punch with a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Or 3 points of bludgeoning damage. With the 2 creatures either side of they almost attack their attacks slightly, like they alternate their attacks, causing distraction, getting the advantage. I have a 16 to hit.
That will miss.
A 22 with your
That will
magical armor. Yep. Okay. A 20 miss.
That will miss.
And then a 20 will miss. Okay.
That will miss.
We are back up to Lafcadio.
All right. Would I be able to, with my movement, with enhanced movement speed and all that, would I be able to get to the big fella?
So same rules apply, just for you extra distance. You freely move at half speed without any problem. If you wish to move faster than that, you have to roll a dex save.
All right. So my feline
are you
agility,
limiting yourself?
So my feline agility gives me 80. So can I move 40 feet without having to make a dex save?
Yes.
And given the terrain and everything, am I able to get to him?
I would say you could get up close, as you would have to go up the steps up towards the pedestal that he is currently positioned on. The pedestal is a couple feet up, not so high that you can't attack him from above, but high enough that well, also you could jump up, but it's going to be difficult to do so. So you could step up to him.
Well, so if it would be difficult for me to attack, then I'll just go all out and I'll run full speed. But if I can make it there,
you can make it.
If I can make it there, all right, then I'll do exactly that. I'll make it there. With my bonus action, I will hex him to give him disadvantage on dexterity checks. And after I hex him, I'm going to attack him with my cat of 9 tails.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to be 3 attacks. That's a 20, a 22, and a 16.
The 20 and the 22 will hit. So as you crack that whip, the first 2 portions of it connect, but the third doesn't.
And strangely, my extra damage didn't roll. So that's plus 5 for the life drinker, and then plus 1d6. Plus 6 necrotic damage for the hex. And that's me done.
Wampum.
Can I holler out to Wampum? Real quick.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Wampum, move 10 feet forward. I'm about to cast my tentacles all over these automatons. Assuming that they teleport to each other, they'll spawn right into it.
Eyes be moving. The blue one would get opportunity attack.
Yeah. Okay. Slam. That's gonna miss.
Alright, and then I am going to throw at the big guy.
Okay.
For a 28 for 15 points of damage.
Alright. As you throw the blast axe to hit it, it seems to bounce off of it and be redirected towards you. Does a 28 hit you, Wampum?
28 does hit me.
Okay. You'll take 15 points of slashing damage.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Rude. That was really rude.
What are you going to do, Wampum?
I'm going to use my second attack on the one behind me.
Okay.
Oh, for a 16 to hit.
Unfortunately, 16 will miss.
16 will miss. Yeah, I wasn't going to use a die. And then my last...
Were you going to use a die? Were you going to precision strike that or not?
What's that?
I thought I heard you say you were going to use a die. Did I cut you off and mean no? Okay. Right. So you strike out again with a 25. That will hit this creature.
10.
Okay.
And I am going to use a die to push it. So it needs to make a DC 18 strength check.
It fails. Where do you push it, Wampum?
Straight at the feet of Kale and Caslin. Pushing... On a failure, you push the target. It doesn't say it's prone.
But it gets pushed back 10 feet, right?
It's actually 15 feet.
It hits into Taslin, knocks Taslin's head against the wall and knocks him out.
Tactics.
Yeah, Tesla's like, don't push it this way.
But since the footing is iffy, does it need to make a dex check to stay standing?
Sure. It's just a straight up D20 for this one. That's going to be a failure. Alright. So it does fall prone at Taslin and Kale's feet.
Quick, kick him while he's down. Get him.
Anything else for you, Wampum?
I am going to go ahead and use Action Surge.
Okay.
And the blue guy, first attack is a 30 for 12 points of damage.
Okay. As the axe launches forward, it connects with the animated armor and will bounce, come back. Does a 30 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
You'll take 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Wampum is thinking, well, hold on, I just hit him. Then he's going to turn around to the big guy and throw at the big guy.
Okay.
For a 24 to hit.
Okay. Does a 24 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, you'll take 14 points of damage. Folds over, wraps back, and then hits you.
Does it look like it's doing damage to these things or being magically repulsed?
It looks like it's being magically repulsed. Okay. Anything else from you, Womp?
Yeah, back at the blue guy. Instead of throwing it, no, actually, I'm still going to throw at the big guy.
Okay.
Just to see if I can get through. 23 to hit.
Okay, does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you'll take 16 points of slashing damage.
Got it.
Hit you or rather a fourth time this turn.
Okay. So, Wampum is done.
Alright, fair enough. At the end of your turn, I need you to roll a strength save.
That's an 18.
Okay, that will succeed. Taslin?
Taslin looks over to Kel and goes, move, and sprints. Well, doesn't sprint, he moves his movement speed over to here. And I'd like to hold my action to cast the tentacles as soon as Kale moves away, and it's going to be a 20-foot going like this, and then going 20 feet across. That is cool.
That is cool looking.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's going to try and place it so that it will catch all three animated
Okay.
golems.
And not hit any of your companions.
And not hit any of my companions.
So, for those who don't know, the party just said, that is cool. The fact that, thanks to Roll20, you can now use animated GIFs as tokens and map pieces. And there's a writhing tentacle mass of blackness currently. Alright. So, but you're not actually casting it yet, you're waiting until...
Yeah. And as I was running, I'm motioning for Kale to, like, follow me. And I'm just gonna be like, move, tentacles, come on!
Kale, what do you do?
I will move.
Okay. Remember that if you are moving at more than half speed, you have to roll a dex save.
Right, so if I were to leap, I think like 15 feet, like half my movement would get me to like the ledge. Would I have to like make a check to jump up onto the first ledge?
Roll an athletics check.
Okay, here I go. That. Oh, that's not terrible. Athletics, 13.
Okay. As you jump, you do almost a barrel roll over the ledge, so it's barely even a jump at all, and you get to your feet. No problem.
Alright. Dark Souls fat roll style. Okay, so I get up there. I have moved as far as I feel like I would like to move right now. I have a question for DM. Would the platform that the large angry wampum golem is standing on top of be considered a stone object?
For what purposes?
If I wanted to cast Stone Shape on it.
It would be considered a stone object?
But I guess it's larger than medium. Or no more than 5 feet in any dimension.
What you doing?
I will hold healing staff up high of healing of staffing, and I will invoke a casting of mass cure wounds using 5 charges of the 10 that it has to heal. I believe I can actually get everybody for however much it is. It's 3d8 plus 5. So, unless somebody's going to counterspell me. Okay.
No counterspell.
Making sure. What is this? A 2 and an 8 and a 7. So it's 15, 16, 17 plus 5 is 22 healing points for everybody.
You get healing points, and you get healing points.
And not you. And you get healing points.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. So as he moves, I cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And that's that. So...
Right. Do you want to... so, what actually happens when the black tentacles appear?
So nothing happens. It basically... Let me read it to you. It pops out, and then when a individual starts his turn in it, they have to make a dexterity save, or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained, but nothing happens when I first summon it except for making it difficult.
Okay. Kale.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose?
Is what on purpose?
The camera looks all messed up to me.
Does it look messed up to anyone else?
No?
Looks like.
Okay.
No.
Right. It looks like
No.
a cool effect.
What is it? Well, how does it look?
Wonder if you'll be able to see yourself.
What is going on there?
And then if you were to move... Sorry.
What?
You had the shadows of Moya on you.
Yeah.
Alright, we're back to where we are. So, on their turn, they have to roll dex saves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they take damage. Okay. The Iron Golem starts off. He is going to use one hand to grab a hold of Wampum. Not Wampum, sorry, a Lefcardio. And so I need Lefcardio to roll a athletics or acrobatics check.
My acrobatics is a 30.
30. Okay. That beats his 24. He's going to try it a second time.
$29.
He got a 23. One more time.
$23.
Okay, there's a chance now. And he fails. Alright, attempted grappling, Lefcardio failed there. Alright, so that would mean then the secondary action, since that failed, is going to be another slam on the ground. And you'll find... I need Taslin
Yeah.
to roll an intelligence saving.
Okay, I think I'm good at these. Alright. And I have a plus 10. That would be a 20... Not 29. That is a 26.
26?
Yep.
Okay. You good? You're fine? Move to the animated armors, they all have dexterity saving. 2, 3, 7, 15, and 15. Do any of them succeed?
Nope, they have to make an 18.
Okay,
So they
so
take
these fail. How much damage?
3d6. They get a whole whopping 3d6 and they're restrained. They each take 12 damage.
Okay, so one of them is destroyed. In fact, the Taslin is destroyed. The other two are not.
And I'd be specifically taking notes to see if another one is going to teleport into that position.
You will see that the next one along the line is be taking your left cardio.
Right, so I'll try slashing at this fella again. I will be nervous a bit as I saw several attacks deflected back towards Wampum. But again, I'll lash out with my cat of 9 tails. It's 30.
That will hit.
22.
The 22 will also hit.
And a 21.
It will also hit.
And alright, so that's also a plus 15 from Life Drinker and plus 1d6 for each of those. I'm also going to type while I talk, which is not difficult. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so plus 11 more for the necrotic damage for the hexes. I'm also going to use my Eldritch Smite on that last one. If I can find it. I have it somewhere. There it is. Boom. Level 5. So the Eldritch Smite does another 22 points of force damage, and it knocks the fella prone.
Okay. He cannot be knocked prone, but he does take that huge chunk of damage.
Alright, and then I will end my turn there.
Alright. At the end of your turn, he is going to choose to, instead of doing any of the fun little effects, he's going to make an ethereal blade appear and hold it out right next to you, ready to swing the sword as another legendary action later on. Wampum.
I'm going to move up next to him.
Okay.
And first attack's going to get 29 for 13.
That will hit. That will hurt.
And then a 30 for 16.
A solid strike. The axe embeds itself into a plate. It actually takes a little bit of your effort to pull it out of the metal. That's another 16 points of slashing damage.
I need him to make a 18 strength save.
For what purpose?
I am trying to push him.
Okay. You'll find he cannot be pushed.
Okay.
Okay.
Last attack.
Try, but it fails. Right. Last attack.
I will use a die on that.
Okay.
Precision.
So that is a 20 to hit for 17 points of damage.
That will hit. Okay.
And I am ending my turn there.
And it dies.
You see the blade raised next to Lafcardio's head, ready to strike at him, but instead it lifts up, turns towards you. Well earned. And it's going to strike at you, Wampum, instead of Lafcardio.
I approve of this.
Does a 26 hit Wampum?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Wampum will take 14 points of slashing damage as the blade strikes you across the chest.
Okay.
Is the blade using his attack? Because of the 1d6? I don't know if that matters.
Good point. So it would be a 25 instead. Still would hit.
Yep.
Okay. We now turn to Taslin.
Yeah. So I am maintaining concentration the tentacles, and Taslin's going to reach and kind of like reach to the ring of invisibility and use his action to turn invisible.
Then we go to...
And he'll, yeah, and then he's going to move 5 feet back.
Heal.
Gosh. I'm gonna... Everything's still difficult terrain? Is that a thing?
No, not anymore. The Iron Golem has his again.
Alright, then I will run kind of around, get up right behind Wampum. But still kind of like a level down from where he is. And I will cast friggin' hold on, wait, it's up to my tongue. Toll the Dead. I'm gonna Toll the Dead. I'm gonna bang on my shield with the staff healing. I'll Toll the Dead, the big guy. So let's make a wisdom save.
It's a 16.
He failed. He had to get an 8.
Go ahead and roll that down.
Where are my d12s? Oh, there they are. I always forget what they look like because no, you never roll these stupid things. 6 and 7 and friggin' more. 19 plus 5 is 24. Necrotic damage.
Nice. Right. Chipping away at this creature's armor bit by bit.
Yeah, bing bong, drop dead.
Anything else?
Nope, sorry.
Okay. It is the golem's turn once again. With the blade still in hand, with more than enough reach, it's going to swing for Kale.
Fine. It's gonna be fine. It's not fine. Yes, a 32 will hit me.
Well,
okay.
minus T. So
sorry, a 27 will hit me.
Okay. This attack would hit Taslin. A surge of energy enters you. You are gifted the opportunity now and the choice to use your reaction to jump in the way and...
I will jump in the way and take the hit.
Okay. 27, does that hit you?
27 does hit.
Okay. You will take 29 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay. But as the blade hits you, it pulls back. You've seen this thing do multiple things when it's had the opportunity to act. It stops. The blade disappears. All of the armors around you just turn to pieces of metal and fall to the ground. And that large form that looks like you, to be honest, it's still an iron golem that looks like Wampum, stops movement and relaxes a little bit. You see the image of one disappear, the chest cavity break open, and out of the center, wrapped in that red and gold blanket, this form of Gnoss steps out. You'll see and hear the Kirin next to the golem say, "Remember to cherish and protect us." Before everyone's very eyes, your body, your form, is being recreated. You are being truly resurrected. Us, do you choose to be resurrected? Are you free and willing to be... Oh.
This is why I don't use Discord. Yes. My answer is yes.
Okay. Gnoss is free and willing, and so you see Gnoss appear before you. But she looks a little different. Gnoss, how you're being reborn in a moment of epic magic. There's it's an awakening moment for you. How does that... describe that to us, if you could, if you don't mind.
Okay. So there's no sign of the Chiron anywhere or anything? Just
the Iron Golem. So
Oh,
it stood the creature. So where you're being reborn, it is stood right next to you.
Okay, so just pick a place.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the left.
Well, I suppose when you're... Is it something from nothing? Or is it something from something that exists? Am I coming out of the doppelganger? What's going on?
In essence, yes, the doppelganger is changing. Your body is being formed for you.
Okay.
But like, to interject real quick with the true sight, is it like beautiful for everyone else and like really gruesome for me because I can see some awful things happening to this doppelganger?
I think you would, yeah. In that moment, you'd be watching that doppelganger becoming what Gnoss is.
Okay. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Y'all seen Supernatural? You know what happens when the angels grab someone's face and they do a smite? That's what happened. The eyes open and then they flare and these beams of white light come pouring out of them. Mouth open, same thing happens, and it's very It's wrong. It's very wrong. It's not natural. But then you got a little bit of the at the end of Beauty and the Beast going on. These little lights start coming out from the fingertips and doing this, and there's a moment where her hair gets wrapped around her, all Lady Godiva style, and then it'll start to unfurl and stuff. But before it all ends, she'll start floating back down, and before it all ends, these great, big, enormous, golden feathered angel wings erupt from her back, and they kind of help her float down, give it one flap, and then they fold behind her, and she opens her eyes, and they are still burning gold, and she'll kind of look around, and the real question is, am I naked?
So you were wrapped in a red and gold cloak, which, as your wings have exploded out behind you, the cloak has sort of draped itself over the top of your shoulders. So
Okay.
It's just two pieces of cloth that wrap straight down and just kind of naturally lie and fold between your legs. So
Like
you
if
are
you're at a certain camera angle, you won't be able to see it, and that's where the audience is. Got it.
moderately preserved, but wrapped still in just this cloth. Okay, so Gnoss has been resurrected. He's back.
Wampum will walk up to her. Dappy Yumi girl.
I think so.
And Wampum will give her the glaive. Dappy from your stepfather.
Ryman?
And then Wampum gives her the biggest hug.
Oof.
That pretty much takes the breath out of her.
I'll start bleeding because spikes, but I'm fine. It's cool. I'll actually reach down and grab his helmet by the horns, pull it off of his head, and just have it at the side real quick, and then headbutt him, and then put it back on.
And then Wampum will step back. Don't do that again.
Me don't do that again. You don't do that again.
Deal.
Okay.
As you have that interaction, the Kirin stood next to all of this, nods in approval, and instructs each of you to take care, for the future is darker than you expect. And everything begins to fizzle and fade and shift. Darkness begins to encroach in, and then you are magically transported to the base of the tower, at the doorway, with Ryman at the front door. At that point, we're going to take a quick break. So, join us in a couple of minutes, guys, after we've had a quick break. Welcome back, everyone, after the break. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Our heroes have just been connected with their fallen companion. Gnoss is now part of the party. Now, we ended with thing fading away and fizzling off to have the five stood at the base of the tower with right just outside the door. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm not done saying hi to everybody yet, so...
Absolutely.
Taslin will turn off his invisibility and drop it.
That's good. Okay, there you are. All right, got all of them. I'm gonna run over to Lafcadio and give him a proper hug, proper full body, actual can feel it sort of hug.
Welcome back, Gnoss.
Thank you. And then I'll run over to Taslin and I'll do the same thing.
Thank you. Yep.
You like
it? Go of me. You can let go of me anytime.
And I'll let go and I'll just very calmly walk over to Kale, kind of look at him for a second, give him an up and down, and do one of these.
Yeah, I'm down. Down with that.
Great. Cool.
Good to have you back.
Thanks for bringing me back. How long was I gone?
What's it been, like 6 months?
2 years, actually.
One of you is lying.
I don't remember exactly.
It's been about 2 weeks or so.
No, it's been longer than that. It's definitely been longer than that.
We're between Waterdeep and where you're from, right, Kale? Yeah.
We're close to Eltergard, yes.
See, however long it takes to get from Neverwinter to Eltergard, that's how far we are.
This means we'll have to cancel the construction of the Gnoss statue in the city.
Probably for the best.
Oh, how about we just don't tell them and then you get a free statue?
I don't know
We've
if I
already
want to
paid
be
for it.
moralized like that exactly. Maybe like donate to charity in my name instead. But I'll do that myself. I'm back.
Also, we're rich now.
Yeah?
I don't have the bag of holding. I think I gave that to Lafcadio, but...
Oh, right. The share we got when we tangled with that drow family. Here. So I hand you the bag of holding with your share, which is many thousands worth of gold and platinum pieces.
I need pets. I'll sling it over my shoulder.
That cloak that you have, is that special, magical, anything like that? I just asked because I got you one, but it might not be as good as that one.
Huh?
The thing you're still wearing the thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I guess it's divine in origin somehow, some way.
Okay, we'll figure it out later.
You got me a what?
There was another red cloak. Yours burned to nothing in lava, so I got you another one. It doesn't, and I'll pull out the Cloak of the Mountebank and I'll kind of hold it out and say, it doesn't billow, but you can teleport very dramatically in a cloud of smoke with it.
Ooh, I'll take it and go, hello. Toss that over my shoulder too. Somehow hold the glaive in the same hand. I'm like getting all these gifts.
We should really do this indoors somewhere.
Yes, I have just the spell, and I will start rummaging through my ingredient package and pull out the miniature portal carved from ivory and the polished marble and the tiny silver spoon, and I will cast...
Don't do it yet. We should probably go back to the camp, right? Because...
You said my dad was here.
Yes.
It's right there.
Oh, he's like here.
I thought there was a door between us.
The door's open.
Oh, okay.
No one closed it.
All right, so I'll just kind of look at him and then wrap the cape tighter around myself. Hi.
It's okay. It's okay. You modest?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like some clothes?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've got some spare inside my shrine.
Okay.
I'll be right back in just a moment.
All right.
Right, and he will walk off and go and get you some loose clothes.
That is not the way that I thought I would meet him again.
Well, let's go with him. I don't want us to be in here at night.
Yeah.
Safe. And actually, so I still have True Sight on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's less than an hour. So does it look any different at night, or is it still just a bunch of hobgoblin spirits?
Still a whole bunch of hobgoblin spirits all around.
Yeah. So like I'm visibly kind of unsettled, but let's leave.
As we are walking there, Tazlin will get closer to Gnoss and be like, so, how do I phrase it? While you were gone, we may or may not have pissed off a shadow dragon, who may have sworn unending pain and suffering and sworn to follow us for all eternity until he kills us. No big deal.
Does it bleed?
I think.
Then we can kill it.
Fair enough. Just wanted you to know.
That sounds like fun.
Good talk.
Thanks.
But yeah, most of your stuff burned up in the lava. We did recover your glaive. And I think that cape was still good, but it sounds like the one that Kale got you is better. And I don't remember exactly who has it, but we got it.
Oh, we did? I don't know. I remember. I didn't think we got anything back.
Didn't happen to grab the bracers too, did you?
That was the only two things we could retrieve.
All right. Well, I'm happy you got the glaive. Seriously. Can I have that back now?
Okay. Maybe I have it. Here you go.
Thanks.
Welcome at it.
So I have 2 glaives, a bag full of money, two capes, and I proceed to walk to follow Ryman. And I'm probably standing like behind Lefcadio because he's really tall. He can block me.
I'm imagining you've very quickly and easily managed to set up the all of the goods hanging on to the end of the glaives. So, like baskets hanging off the end of it. You're walking down. Like,
Totally.
all right, he'll reach his little wagon that is a shrine and a place for him to sleep, and practically a whole personal temple in the back of this carriage. And as he jumps in, he starts rummaging through a chest of clothes and holding them up briefly in front of you to block the line of sight. And okay, this should fit. And he pulls out a bunch of simple clothes, common clothes.
I put them on in a hurry.
Robe, if you want a robe like mine, you can try a priest's robe, eh?
No, I kind of need pants for fighting and stuff.
All right, he'll give you some pants.
Thanks. So I'll get dressed really, really fast with expert speed. And I'll turn back around to him and say, I thank you for coming. I'm sorry that plans changed the way that they did. Didn't expect that. Seldom do we.
It's good to see you. I would ask how you've been, but I guess I kind of know how you've been.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's probably the worst thing that's happened lately. On the flip side, I helped save the world.
Your friends told me. I was, in fact, coming to see you when your friends found me.
Oh no. The Lord Protector thing, that's over, isn't it? If it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's
we
definitely
mentioned
been longer than 2 weeks.
to them that you had fallen and that we would get you back, but it probably wouldn't be in time.
Although, as the DM, I'd like to just mention that the 5-day time limit you had was for when all of the candidates would be made public. There was no word really, as far as I remember, on how long the campaigning process would take. If you were to rush back now, you might be able to make it back in time to campaign, but you'd be weeks behind everyone else.
I've got a strange feeling now that I wasn't meant to do that. Like, I came back with information I may not have had before, an instinct almost. Like, perhaps someone very important somewhere told me, like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's for the best.
Okay.
Gnoss, do you remember anything? Like, I don't know if all of us have, but I spent like a second, like, in the hereafter, but nothing long enough, nothing compared to what you were there for. What was it like?
I don't remember, honestly. It was kind of like waking up from a dream. It all fell away real fast. What I do sense from it, what the lingering effect of it all, is that there was no rest. I do not feel rested. I do not feel refreshed. In fact, if anything, I feel a little bit more tired than maybe I did before. A little bit more old, achy. I don't know. I feel like something happened. That I went through some shit. I don't know what. I feel good, like, emotionally.
Well, you were missed.
Raymond will kind of back up. You wouldn't happen to have any sort of idea where you ended up?
You repeat that.
Did you guys not get that? Am I breaking up?
I got it. You're kind of breaking up, but I got it.
You're asking
Yeah,
how I got these wings?
No, sorry. Simon, being a priest of Timora, as well as other things, but having never actually died himself, was curious to know where you ended up. If you ended up in Timora's embrace or some other place.
Oh, I know that I went somewhere good. I feel like I was in her presence, but I just don't remember it.
Okay. I guess. If I remembered it, I'd probably miss it. So.
Well, there's probably a better time to have these discussions. I think for now, maybe we should just celebrate, relax.
I am starving. I don't think I have any food in my stomach at all whatsoever right now.
Say no more. And now I'm going to cast Mordenkainen's Mansion. And Tasman's finger will, like, cast a spell, and then his finger will glow silver, and he's going to draw, like, an outline of a door. And then he's going to open, like, almost like Terror in Reality, and into, like, a warm, homely, like, kind of like a feasting room. It's got, like, a long table littered with, like, meat and cooked meats. And there's, like, 4 spectral attendants. It's a halfling, 2 humans, and a dwarf. 2 on the other side, all holding, like, mugs of, like, beverages to pour. And there's, like, a roaring fireplace. And then 4 or 5 side rooms that are probably, like, 20 feet by 20 feet each. And then 1 room off to the left. And he'll just walk in. And from inside, he'll just holler out, "Are you coming?"
Yeah.
I'll step in, and when I do, right at the threshold, my wings will start to molt, and then they'll just shrivel and dissolve into nothing. And it's just me again. I see I'm not the only one that learned a new thing.
This old thing? Yeah, it's relatively new. It's a nice little spell. Take any seat you want. I'll be down at that end of the table, and as I'm walking down, I'll kind of like reverently give like a nod to each of the servants, then kind of take my seat.
Yeah, both Graham and Kale. They can like make whole domiciles just out of
Who's
thin air.
Graham?
Graham. You know,
My nickname.
your nickname.
You wouldn't understand. It's backstory stuff.
What about you, Wampum? What did you learn?
I learned I missed you.
Oh.
My heart was broken, girl, but I'd be happy you back.
I didn't realize you cared that much. And she like blushes as much as she can with orange skin, and kind of does one of these.
And then I'll walk over with 2 huge mugs full of mead, and I'll hand each of them one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please, just relax for a while. We've all been through a lot. Not as much as you thought.
Yeah.
Taslin mentioned something about a shadow dragon. You want to tell me the story of that while we get our drink on here?
Sure. Who would like to tell the story?
Well, I'll sit down and I'll drink first. Take a swig and then say, on our way Waterdeep, in the Sword Mountains, we were approached by a priestess who happened to be drow. Interaction didn't go great with Wampum, and it turned out she was in the service of this shadow dragon. She is not alive anymore, and the shadow dragon was upset about that, so it came to assault us, but we were able to fight it off, and it left. And it hasn't come back for us since. I invited it to make as many attempts as it would like, but just tried the one time and decided not to do it anymore. We figured once we got to Waterdeep that it's I'd never been there before. It was an experience for sure. It was so large and full of so many people. I figured that they would have the means. Someone there would have the means to deal with the Shadow Dragon, and if it hadn't been dealt with by us, it's going to be dealt with by somebody in Waterdeep because it will affect trade or something. Yeah. But if you want, we can go back and try and get all its money, I guess, if that's what you're interested in. I thought maybe you had enough in that bag there, but
if I could eventually have enough money to buy a whole city, that would be cool. I have large ambitions.
I'm not sure how that would work.
Well, from what that one guy with the floating castle said, it's definitely in the hundreds of thousands at least.
I don't think
I've been
there's
taking
that
notes
much in that bag, just so to temper your expectations.
Oh yeah, I don't know, they're tempered.
No. Are you talking about building a city from scratch? Like buying people to make a city?
If I have to.
You would prefer to just purchase one that already exists?
Or a section of one that already exists.
What about this place? Not this mansion that Taslin created, but this castle seems quite abandoned, except for all the spirits.
Yeah, it's not abandoned at all.
What if we got rid of the spirits? Would this be something where you? I mean, I don't know.
I don't mind coexisting with spirits, as long as they're chill.
Kale, you mentioned something about like a devil portal.
It's not just a spirit. A while back, there were some mining operations. It's kind of an old story that gets repeated many times. No offense, Wampum, but some dwarves dug too deep, and they opened up a portal to the Nine Hells, apparently, and devils were coming through it, and it was a bad time, and it might still be down there.
Is this place? This place isn't. No. Okay. Is it the ghosty things protected, right? It's not abandoned. People can't just walk up into the pit to the Nine Hells.
The spirits seemed indifferent to me. It seemed as though they were trapped. It may have been a sort of purgatory, I suppose, for them. They were reliving the same battle over and over again.
That sucks.
But the door is a bit tricky to find. So I guess that would keep an average bystander, some civilian, from happening upon it. That in the stories that it's haunted probably keeps most folks away.
Okay.
So you could probably get it for a real good deal if someone is selling it. I don't know how these things work.
I don't think anybody owns it.
We'll go kill the shadow dragon, and then we'll come back to this later.
We'll table it for now.
Yeah.
Tazin will pull off his mug and like motion for it to be refilled. One of the servants will the halfling servant will fill it back up.
Who the hell is that?
Is what?
Who are these people in your place serving us? What is this?
They're my friends.
I'm Gnoss. Hi.
They'll shake the hand, but I don't think they can speak. So.
What did you do to them?
They went wherever mortals go when they die, and
they're dead?
I doubt there's even dust left on their bones.
Is that how this works? Or did you just conjure all this up?
I mean, I created a manifestation of how they appeared when I knew them.
Oh, okay. I was missing that part. I thought they were like...
Oh, no. I promise.
Adventuring party, and I was like, what's going to happen to us?
Well, maybe one day I'll have your appearances in here. But
that's morbid.
I will live far longer than all of you. That is simply how it works.
I'm gonna go get another drink.
Or you could commission a painting or something instead. Yeah, I mean, I won't be around, so I probably won't mind. But theoretically, perhaps. I think a painting of my visage, I'd feel more comfortable with, and rather than
But I had just the great idea of having you tavern on a stage.
Sorry, out of character, you cut out. So we didn't hear anything until you said on a stage.
Fill in the blanks.
Okay. Honestly, I have given it some thought to have you sing those tavern songs that you made up for us on a stage. I quite liked them.
Well, why make it up? You can just have him do it again right now, right?
That is true.
I push more alcohol in Lefkadia's direction. After some more festivity and just hanging out and throwing things at each other and being ruckus, I'd like to go talk to my adoptive father, if he's still hanging out.
Oh yeah, he can come in.
And
yes,
he's kind of keeping himself separated. He's giving you your time and your space. But the moment you turn to start walking over to him, he sits up a little bit, kind of eager. Pulls out a chair for you to sit on.
And I will see that happening and then try to usher everyone away to give them the moment.
Oh, I'll leave.
Yeah, Tasman will go to the left side room, which is like opens up into like a large sparring room with like mannequins and stuff.
So before sitting down, I'm going to go to give him a hug, and it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a different sort of hug. Whereas before with their friends, it was like one of those nice big, one arm under, one arm over, nice back pat, full body, all that good stuff. That's like the comrade hug. And this is like she actually like puts her fists and her hands inside of her bubble, and she kind of just walks into him.
And he'll wrap his arms around the top of you. He's taller than you are, so you fit nicely in his chest. As he wraps his arms around, one hand just lightly pats the top of your head.
Try not to cry. He smells like home. I'll back up a little bit and start to sit down. I'm sorry that we left it the way that we left it. I'm sorry I left it the way that we left it.
It's okay. I may have been a little harsh. But I realized not long after you left that I missed you too much to be angry.
I missed you too.
I'd rather know that you're safe and trust that you're safe than fear you're off in danger, but I know that you keep yourself surrounded by those who are good and faithful right now.
More than most people, at least. They get into trouble, but you know, who doesn't? That's worth hanging out with.
But you have friends that go through a lot to get you out of trouble.
I didn't expect that. I'm surprised myself just how much that I guess I've come to mean to these folk in the time in which I've known them. I've known Wampum only for maybe a year, but I think that there is love, honestly, at this point. I think it's that deep. He's kind of like a second dad. The first, of course, being you.
Thank you. Oh, my greatest fear has always been that you would be lost and alone around people that wouldn't understand you.
I've
persecuted for who you are, or what you are, not. So.
I've never been alone. I've always had Timora. I've always sensed her presence. And now that I've returned the way that I have, I know that she really is looking directly at me. I am her champion. I know that.
A couple months ago, I realized that I was wrong to have thought you weren't ready for the weapon you had. So I made the glaive that your friend gave to you as my way of just showing you I think you're ready.
At this point, yeah. And I'll actually show him the glaive of wonder. I'll whip that out, and I'll let him hold it, feel it, because this is the guy that taught me how to use pole arms, so he is the master with these things. I'll tell him, I'll say, this is a very powerful weapon. It is mine, like as much as mine. Something can be owned by me. My glaive that I had purchased originally, the one that I had commissioned, was broken to an extent. And the Wind Dukes of Akka on the plane of air, there are a bunch of genies, wished this into existence. It can do so much. I am so fast with it. I want to show you, but I also don't want to show you because I'm afraid you might get hurt. Like, that's how good it is. But this, I'm saying this so you can see how far I've come and that I can take care of myself. But I do like your glaive too. It is it's cute.
As you're holding it, you're holding the glaive that he made. You do feel a little tinge of magic there. A little vibration of arcane energy in it. He then, holding onto this glaive of wonder, stands up, begins twirling it, spinning, doing some tests with it. It's balanced quite well. Okay. If you're so talented, you use that one, I use this one. Get up. And he'll just whip you on the back with the end of the weapon. Just the blunt end of it.
I know how this goes. I have no say in this. This is happening. I'll barrel roll over the back of the chair that I was sitting on, pick up the glaive, assume the position.
Alright. So, he taught you what you know. You've learned some fighting tricks later on. He's traditional. It's almost like a fun sparring match, as well as just a test of capabilities. If anyone else watches this, it's a strange sight to see the priest, who was very timid, didn't really do much, suddenly so active and capable with this polearm. But he has a great time. He's got a nice big smile on his face with every strike he goes for, and then you block suddenly and then riposte back. It's a neat fight.
While we're fighting, about halfway through, after we do our little banters and whatnots, I'll tell him, you know, you're not the reason why I left.
No.
Do you remember the posters around town that were depicting a masked half-elf? He went by the name of Angwin Cole.
Right, yes. I remember.
I chased that bounty. I failed. And as I escaped, he claimed that he would go after everyone I've ever known and loved, which was all of Fortune Boone Hall. He intended to make an example of me. And so instead of having you face the guy that nearly killed me, I left so that he would no longer be interested in Westgate, and he too would leave. He's still out there somewhere, last I checked.
Oh. Thank you for keeping us safe. I never saw him. He never did attack, but that is good to know.
Well, I'm glad it worked.
Thank you.
It'd suck if that was all for nothing, huh?
Yeah. Well, if he does come back, I'll give you a call. We can
Please do.
take him on together.
I am not the same Gnoss that he danced with before. I would be very happy to take him on again.
Well, with luck on our side, eh? Maybe fortune will smile once again.
End scene.
Yeah. You've got some I've got prayers and supplications and thanks to give. Thank you for letting me play with this, and I'll give you back your glaive of wonder.
Thank you for not hurting me too badly with it. That would be embarrassing in front of my friends.
And thank you for not ruining my cloak.
Don't mention it.
Okay. Right. He'll enjoy a meal. He'll be there, but he more enjoys watching you interact well with those that are around you. Yeah. So, is there anything else you guys would be doing? Arcadia, you were going to speak.
So is that... I'm sorry, yeah, Arcadia. Shut up.
Well, I was gonna walk up to Kale actually and say, Kale, like, the way I reckon, is like we're not too far from your home. I know that we've got an interest expressed to head back and deal with that dragon, but if it's just a few more days up the road, do you have any family back in Eltergard that you'd want to say hi to?
I don't know. I mean, I do have family. I don't know that I'd want to see them or they'd want to see me. But regardless of my disposition with my relatives, it would be fine for us to visit Eltergard. It's a nice place. You know, get some respite there.
Well, Gnoss seemed quite insistent on getting a pair of pants, so maybe we can, at least, if for no other reason, see if they have some pants that she would like.
Sure.
I understand finding pants with pockets is a thing for women. I don't have that trouble myself. But.
Well, there's tailors that'll custom make pants with pockets, I'm sure.
She'll be thrilled.
Got a big bag of money, afford to have some pants with some goddamn pockets. But anyway,
there's going to be an entire quest line designed around finding the tailor that makes the pants.
The pantaloons of power.
Yeah, I heard a legend.
New side quest.
Go. A man who could build pants with pockets in them. Sounds crazy to me, but anyway, kills. So yeah, you know, if that's all, Lefkadi, I'm gonna head out. Kill would have went. This would have been like right around the time Lefkadi was ushering everyone away, so Gnoss and her dad could have their alone time. The kills could go outside and set up his temple. That's it.
Yeah, so while Taslin is in the sparring area, he's just gonna grab his incense and resummon his familiar.
Alright.
And he'll be a cat this time. He'll be a fey cat.
When you say a fey cat, is there any aesthetic difference?
I would just say he's like a black cat. With like bright green eyes. I don't think there would be anything specific about him this time when he's being summoned.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. Then, if there is nothing else, you'll all bed down, either in the Magnificent Mansion or the temple, whatever you decide to do. You've got plenty. In fact, you could even get the door of the Magnificent Mansion to appear right at the door of the temple, so that you're kind of locked in between the two of them. And you guys will be able to rest for the night, gaining the full benefits of a full, long rest.
Cool.
Over the course of the long rest, Gnoss will be able to come to an understanding of what this glaive that your father gave is now. When he crafted it, it was mundane, but it has since been blessed by Timora herself. It does require attunement, but whilst attuned to it, as a bonus action, you can change it. I've also added this onto your character sheet on D&D Beyond already, by the way. So as a bonus action, you can change the length of the glaive from a full-length glaive to just a single hand. For storage reasons, it can't be used as a weapon in that form. But it is a +2 glaive. While the sword is on your person, you also gain a +1 bonus to saving throws. So you don't have to be actually wielding it and attacking with it to get the +1 bonus to your saving throws, just attuned to it. And if the sword is on your person, you can call on its luck, action required, to re-roll one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you dislike. You must use the second roll. Property can't be used again until the next dawn.
So it's a luck blade.
It is a luck blade, but in the form of a glaive without the wishes.
Right.
Yeah. It's not quite a luck blade.
Neat. Okay. Cool. Did any pilgrims show up at my temple overnight?
Does the dragon show up, did you say?
No, any like people? The reason he sets it up every night and he like puts a sign out front that says like anybody's welcome here and this temple will expire, you know, tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Time.
Let's see if there was anyone in the area at night that might have seen the temple. Okay. On this night, not so much.
And I imagine the location we're next to like a haunted ass castle, kind of.
Not a lot of people are breaking to take camp at this space. They're usually walking past it.
Okay.
Go somewhere else. But as dawn breaks on this morn, it is a nice brisk day, but the ground is covered in a thick fog. It creates a visibility limited to about 30 to 40 feet all around the area. What would you guys like to do on this morning? Which direction would you like to head? Ryman, since he no longer has any reason to go up north, is thinking of going back to Westgate.
That makes sense. You got a whole temple to take care of over there, and they give you missions and stuff. Still, I reckon. Okay. Well, if you ever need me right now, I'm living in Neverwinter. And if you need to send a sending, you know I'm out here too.
I know who to call.
Who you gonna call?
So, the road that you're on is a large tradeway that is used on a regular basis. Yes, people kind of give Dragonspear Castle a wide berth, but a lot of people do use it to as a tradeway between Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, and the Eltergard area. Specifically, the city of Scornooble is where it ends. So you're right at a crossroads right now. You guys could head north to Waterdeep, be there in 2 weeks or so, I think. You could head south, west, down towards Baldur's Gate. I don't know why you would want to go there right now, but you can. Or you could continue heading southeast towards Eltergard.
Trying to think. So we were walking along the High Moor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the edge of the High Moor.
Yeah.
Known for its treacherous.
Dragonspear Castle. So I guess we would be pretty close to the Borskier Bridge, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's going to Westgate anyway,
I'm going to travel with Ryman for a little bit.
Sure he wouldn't mind an escort. See, he had one before, and then we kind of pulled him off of it. So, just a suggestion. I don't know. What does everyone else want to do?
I wouldn't mind that. Making sure he gets back safely as much as we can. Make sure.
Yeah,
That makes as much sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so packing up your camps, packing up everything you need to, stuffing it all into your wagon, make your way down the road.
Down the road.
The fog begins to fade away by early afternoon time, and the rest of the day is a fairly nice, warm day. You, over the course of the next 3 or 4 days, you have the same sort of past the high moors like this. The hours before high sun, the hours before noon, are always very misty and foggy, and then the hours afterwards kind of calm down a little bit.
I've lived in kind of this area when I was growing up. Would I know if that's like a natural occurrence? Are we close to something that's causing that?
That's natural, and this close to the high moors.
Okay.
The swampland air kind of feeds over towards the cooler air down here, and it turns into fog.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Making sure.
5 days away from Dragonspear, you come across, or at least you guys see, a broken wagon. The wagon appears to be, from the distance, toppled over. No horse, but it looks like it would have been pulled by. There is an individual that's frustrated, waving arms, throwing stuff all around it, and shouting fairly loudly in Elvish at this wagon that's clearly broken over. What do you guys do?
I'll approach on atop Edra, my horse, and ask him in Elvish if he needs help.
And as Kale's going this way, Taz, it's like an ambush. People off either way looking to come in.
I didn't get that.
He thinks it might be an ambush, so he's like...
Yeah. So Tazlin's looking around the outskirts.
Roll of perception, yeah?
Kale, is your horse a horse? It is, right?
Yes, it is a horse.
It's not a camel or anything weird.
I've got a camel. I've got camel and Diaz.
If everyone's doing mounts or something, can I ride on the back?
Yeah, you can be on Camel and Diaz with me.
I would prefer not to be on a camel.
Oh.
I've never seen one before. It looks weird. It spits. I don't trust it.
I mean, you could... Did you want to be on an animal, or you could ride in the cart? There's a cart.
There's... Okay.
Pulling,
yeah.
So...
Yeah. The party have a cart with which they have supplies in, and Ryman a wagon which has a temple inside of it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then I would be the one.
So that's a 24.
So, yeah. The setup for Ryman is he does actually have a pretty nice long bench up the top, so you can ride next to him while he's driving.
Okay, thanks. I was just trying to complete it here.
Aslan.
Yep,
Preoccupied
24.
by looking out for any sort of traps. You don't see any traps whatsoever. You don't see any people hiding amongst trees. Kale, you approach on horseback to see if you can give aid.
Yeah.
This person who, once you get closer, you can see it's a fairly tall, thin individual, cloak covering them up. As you arrive, they turn around and lower their hood. It is a female elven individual. Your elven heritage is enough that you would innately understand and recognize that this woman is not just an elf, she's actually Eladrin.
Oh.
Yeah. Currently in a summer form, a light red tinge to her cheeks. Her hair appears to be a little bit fiery and standing on edge like a small bob, I guess you could say, of fiery red hair. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Can can you fix this?
Probably. Can I take a look?
Be my guest. Nothing that I can do will fix this. My horse ran off. I need to find a way to keep it still. Ugh.
So what? I mean, what happened?
The horse got spooked. So frustrating. We were riding along the road. It was a nice, good day. Then something jumped out of the fog. A large troll-like creature jumped out, spooked the horse, toppled the wagon back. I jumped off. I killed the troll. Got rid of that, and then went back to check on the wagon, and the wheel had broken, the horse had ran off, and the whole cart, the axle is off. It's
Insight.
roll an insight check.
28.
Though she seems very angry, very heated up over something that shouldn't be so ridiculous. She's very quick to temper, but she's telling the truth.
Okay. So as I'm taking a look at the damage, I'll ask, what? I don't see many of your kind around here. In fact, I don't know that I ever have. Are you? What brings you out of the Feywild?
I'm to be simple. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm out here hunting for that broke out to the Feywild.
You're hunting for what again, exactly?
You would probably call it a tree blight. Very large, awakened tree that's just bad. Just bad. It decays all of the natural forest and ground around it. It's constantly sprouting up other little blights which then spread themselves out.
And it's near here? It's like in this area?
Last I got, it was in the High Moors. I was about to head on in.
Alright. So as I was getting this answer, I would have looked over the damage. Does it look like something I could fix somehow?
Yeah. It's a broken... the axle and the wheel are broken, so repeated castings of mending carefully might be able to work. And anyone skilled with carpenter's tools should also be able to get the job done.
Okay. I'll say a quick prayer and use my channel divinity to give myself proficiency in carpenter's tools for 10 minutes.
Okay. Do you have a set of carpenter's tools?
I don't, but I was thinking like that knowledge coupled with the mending cantrip would maybe...
Okay. So, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's fine. So you then, using what you know about carpentry and how it now works, you use the mending spell and you'll be able to fix her wagon. You probably won't be able to mend the horse back, but at least the wagon is fixed.
Can't help you there. Well, maybe I can.
While Kale was doing all the mending, Wampum would try to go out and see if locate the horse.
Okay.
Haslam will go with Wampum. He'll offer like a nod of greeting. He's a little wary. Just kind of like.
And I'm gonna actually, at some point, get off of the bench and go stand behind Kale and just look imposing. I don't trust this lady.
Okay. Taslin.
Yeah.
You nod to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a quick greeting, like.
Okay. How similar do you look to the way you used to look?
I would say I'm fairly identical.
Okay. So
how I
she's
look.
going to
She's going to what? Run?
recognize you. No,
Oh.
she passed.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
Sorry. She's going to recognize you, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. So, as you kind of give a nod and then walk away, Kale will hear an audible, really? Go ahead, just walk away.
I'm sorry?
Wampum and Taslin roll survival check. Either both of you roll it or one of you with advantage as you're helping each other track down this horse. What did you say, Kale? Sorry?
Just when she said that, I would have been like, I'm sorry, you want me to leave?
No, I wasn't talking about you. Man. No. I was talking about someone else. Don't worry about it.
Would Taslin have recognized her? I mean, I know she probably is a different season, so...
Yes.
Okay, so as Taslin, as I was like walking away, Taslin would have kind of a double take, and for a brief moment he would like pause in walking, and like almost as if considering to like take a step back and approach her. He would have like this really ashamed look on his face and like turn back to follow Wampum. And he's not very subtle, so I'm pretty sure anyone would have seen him.
So,
I was busy fixing the
Wampum,
wagon.
yeah. Wampum and Taslin, have one of you rolled a survival at advantage.
Yeah, 15.
Okay. You'll find the horse. It ran off south away. It was spooked to such a degree that it actually ran into some thickets and some rocky terrain that it couldn't quite tell underneath the thickets. So you find the horse with a broken leg off to the side of the road. It's in pain. It's struggling right now. It's still alive, at least.
Would I get the sense that using a potion of... Let's see, I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, a potion of healing would work on a horse?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. That would be a 21.
Okay. It would probably not work as well as a crossbow, which is the normal action when a horse has broken its leg, but help the healing process if administered to magically.
Okay.
The problem with potions of healing is they are typically crafted for the metabolism of a humanoid, not the metabolism of a horse. So it would work, but not as effectively.
Okay.
I think we need to put her down.
She's not going to like that.
Well, nature's nature.
I mean, it's suffering, but, I mean, we could wait a little bit. I know a spell that I can hurt myself and heal something. But I don't have it prepared today.
One of you roll an intelligence check, please.
I'll roll it. That is a 23.
Okay. You have a dedicated healer in the party and one that is more than capable of assisting as well. Could fix this problem in a jiffy.
I think you should kill it and then raise it back up.
I mean, I thought it for a second. Taslin, I'll stay with the horse, Wampum. You go get Kale. I don't want to go back there right now. Yeah.
All right, Taslin. So Wampum will come back and get.
Okay. So, you go and get Lafcadio, because Lafcadio, right?
Yeah, I'm available. I'm sitting in the wagon. It's Kale also. Kale has a staff that does healing. We got lots of healing options.
All right, so I'll go back to Lafcardio. I found your horse. It be a boot.
All right, well, I'll see what I can do. See if we can get it back up and running.
I'll take you back.
Take a look under the hood.
Well, that's what your problem is. I bet.
This ain't a car.
So, if you use any actual healing magic, any spells that are healing, or your healing features like healing light or anything like that, it will actually mend the broken bone of this horse.
That's exactly what I'll do. I'll give healing light.
Okay. It'll, as it fixes, as it breaks the leg back into place and the skin begins to stitch over it, the horse picks up its strength. It's very weak on its feet, but is limping a little bit, but is now got all four legs working.
It's like, whoa there, big fella.
Let's grab the reins and get back.
Okay. As you return to the little spot where the wagon's broken, Gnoss, what are you doing during all this? You said you didn't trust her.
Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping my eyes narrowed at her and standing ever within reach of Kale.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Okay. It'll be a 20.
Okay. Her angry demeanor does lessen a little bit with your presence. She does kind of calm down. For a number of reasons, you see that she's comfortable now that you're nearby, but also she seems a little intimidated by your strength.
Good. Not that it's any of my business, but do you know our friend?
I knew Taslin. Yes.
Okay.
He's an ex.
Ha ha ha! All right.
And with that, we're going to end today's session.
But I have questions.
You can ask those questions next week.
Your stories!
On our Half-Right Heroes. We can question Graham all we want his love life as you wish. Next time on Half-Right Heroes, please join us next week. Hopefully we won't have as many technical issues. Follow us on our social medias so that we can tell you if we have techniques. And if you like D&D and talking to people about it, we have a Discord server that is set up specifically for people to just chat and talk D&D. There are channels devoted to a workshop for DM's advice or for players' advice, and there's a lot of good conversations that go on in there. So anyone's welcome to join it. Just click on the invitation, join our little Discord, agree to the guidelines, and you'll be part of our little group. Anyone else have any things at all?
Well, like stuff to plug? I'm sorry, I don't. No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I'll stop. Don't.
I do have something to plug. Not only do we appear again, that's Teo, me, and Carl, on Tuesday nights, same channel right here. But also I can be found on the Greyhawk channel on Fridays at 3 p.m. CST, I think it is, which is 4 p.m. EST. Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
5 EST, 4 Central.
Thank you, Carl.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys. and good night.
Good night, everyone.